let's say you take 100 pounds. We'll work off the box in the middle, okay, where it says rep range 8 to 12. Exercise is irrelevant. You can pick whatever you want. If you use 100 pounds and the goal is 8 to 12 reps, we always want to pick a weight we can do at least 8 times. If we can't do all sets for 8 reps, it's too heavy. If we could easily do all sets for more than 12, it's too light. So let's say we pick 100 pounds. Set 1, we get 11 reps. Set 2, we get 10. Set 3, we get 9. Next workout, we stay at 100 pounds. And come hell or high water, we must be better. This is how we know in black and white we are better. Anything else is a guess. Just saying my weight went up. By how much? And relative to what, right? It's got to be in black and white, which also means you need to be recording what you're doing. Now, all my clients use my training app. I use a hybrid combination of my training app and a spiral notebook. I have very few, but some that will do stuff in a spiral notebook and plug it into the app later. But you got to record what you're doing. Otherwise, it's a guess. So again, 100 pounds, you do 12 reps on set 1. That's 1 rep better than last time we did the workout. Set 2, we get 11. That's 1 rep better. Set 3 again at 11 reps. We are better. Next workout, we stay at 100 pounds. We get 12. Okay, well, that tied set 1 last time. No big deal. Set 2, we got 12. Okay, we're 1 rep better. So we are in black and white better than last time. Set 3, we get 12. Once again, we are 1 rep better. So we are definitely black and white for sure. No argument. Ray, I can prove to you I'm better because it's right here in sets 2 and 3. There you go. Now, when do we increase the weight? Well, we increase the weight when we get all reps of the higher rep number in the exercise prescription. So we just did all 3 sets with 100 pounds for 12 repetitions. That means next week, next time we do the workout, whatever the training split is, we bump the weight up. It's that simple. We don't need a new workout. We don't need muscle confusion. We don't need an Instagram training program or something like one of my clients sent me on Facebook Messenger that some influencer was doing that is terrible for the knees, especially for someone like my client who already has existing knee issues, right? We simply need to be a little bit better. It's a classic get 1% better. That's it. That's how physiques are built. They're not through dramatic changes, but through hundreds of small improvements that compound over time, right? 1% better, 1% better, 1% better. Working out's about today's workout, and training is about where you will be 6 months from now. And that working out for today's workout is being just a little bit better than we were last time we did it. If you apply that over months and months and months, your physique is going to show it. That's the most common tool that I use. Another one that we'll use is percent-based training in 13 to 16 week training blocks, typically structured around the barbell back squat or a deadlift, either a conventional barbell deadlift or a trap bar deadlift, where they will squat or deadlift 4 or 5 days a week. And then all of the training is prescribed around percentages of their 1 rep max. And typically when we train in this manner, every X amount of time, it's usually around 6-7 weeks, we will set a new 1 rep max, and that number will be used to generate the next training blocks, training weights. Again, it's percentage based. And then we'll follow that with a deload, and then we'll get back into it with the updated percentages based off of that new 1 rep max we set. Another one we'll use heavy day leg programs. All of my clients will tell you they've had versions of this, is a breathing squat. It's another tool to drive intensity. And we're all, those are popular ways to turn up the volume or the intent, or to turn up the intensity of our workouts. We'll also use volume. I have a part of a program I've used for over 20 years. It's a high volume quad dominant leg day where the client will squat 144 times in 18 minutes or less. And in that case, we're using the training volume, and with it, time under tension. to drive progress. Another tool for intensity, another tool that we can measure and say, okay, I did the number of reps 144 in 17 minutes today. Next time 144, 16:30, right? There's ways to do that leveraging volume. And all of these things are money. It's like stacking cash in your bank account, building wealth, except we're not saying cash, we're not saying building wealth, we're saying building muscle mass. These are examples of how we do it with clients and how we have for over 20 years. So we covered a lot today. Knowing what to do, how to apply it to your physique, maybe two different things. If they are, I don't know your training history, I don't know your metabolism, I don't know your recovery ability, I don't know your strengths, your weaknesses, what category or division you're best suited for. And because I don't know those things, I honestly can't give you the exact thing for you. I can give you the framework, which we've done in the webinar today, but I can't give you the exact thing. And that's why I created what I call a prep strategy and feedback intensive. We'll spend an hour and a half on Zoom. We'll evaluate your physique, provide feedback from a judge's eye, judge's perspective, assess what division or category is best. Look at your muscle balance. What's your symmetry look like? Is it appropriate for bikini or figure or wellness or women's physique? We'll go over your food, your recovery, all of that stuff, right? And identify where the opportunities are. Before you leave, before we're done with the Zoom, before we finish up, you'll have a rough roadmap that's very specific to you. So you'll have the address plugged into the GPS and you'll have the little red line of where you're going to go, and it will take you to your goal. For those on today, I'm making this available for $297. Regular price is $497. I'll drop that link if you're interested into the chat box. And then bear with me, make sure I got that. With that being said, let's open it up for Q&A. I will hang out as long as people have questions. It could be questions about applying training with weights to your workout, breaking away from that, just working out with weights, getting out of that group training environment. Training in groups does not build stage-worthy physiques. I can promise you that. It's great for overall health, wellness, dropping a few pounds, having your clothes fit better, but it's not going to build the physique that you want to bring to stage. And I know that because I did a lot of it for many, many years. We had a lot of clients train in that manner, and that's not how the clients that got on stage trained. So again, as always, I'll hang out. If you have questions, drop them in the chat box. I'm more than happy to answer any and all questions. There's no stupid questions. This comes up. I had somebody after one of my last webinars say, well, I didn't want to bring this up. I didn't want to look dumb. I'm brand new. It's no big deal. There's no, everybody started sometime. Everybody was brand new at some point. I didn't know everything that I know about competing today. In fact, I'm still learning. There's no bad questions. So I'll leave the chat box open. Somebody threw a Q&A in here. Yeah, so Kristen, doing the same lifts is okay, but you need to know, you have to be able to say, I'm better this time versus last time for this reason. So if you do the same 6 to 8 exercises, use the same weight, use the same sets and reps, you're never going to make forward progress. There has to be progress within that. It has to be measurable. It has to be in black and white. And you have to know why you are better this time versus last time. And you also have to know going into that next workout, right? If you're going to be actually training, you have to know what your goal is. You have to have an objective. I have to do this in the workout today so that I'm better than the last time. Creatine. So with a lot of people with creatine, Alyssa, first of all, we need to cover the first thing. Creatine monohydrate, micronized creatine monohydrate